Rick, thank you very much. TSA screening controversy. He says that he understands airline travelers' frustrations, but that the new measures are necessary to fight against future terrorist attacks.
At this point, TSA, in consultation with our counterterrorism experts, have indicated to me that the procedures that they've been putting in place are the only ones right now that they consider to be effective against the kind of threat that we saw in the Christmas Day bombing.
All right, you have weighed in on the TSA procedures as well. Back in August, a Fox News Opinion Dynamics poll asked people about their views on full-body scanners as they were being rolled out in airports across the country. When asked if they preferred to go through the scanner or submit to a very thorough pat-down, 69% of those polled picked the scanner, while 16% said they would rather go for the pat-down. And when asked if the scanning machines should be used to screen all airline passengers, 65% of you told us yes, while 28% said no. All right, more on that coming up, but also Alvin Greene. We have to check in on him. He may have lost the race for Senate in South Carolina, but now he has his eyes on a much, much bigger prize. Our favorite radio talk show host, Keith Larson, is here to talk about that and that other big topic we've been talking about, getting a lot of attention this week, the new TSA security measures. Keith, how are you this week?
Hey, Shannon, I'm doing well. How are you?
I am great, and I know this is something that every water cooler in the country, there's been a buzz about this. What have you been hearing from the folks there in the Carolinas?
Yeah, well, hey, you just heard the president. It's the only thing that can be done in order to protect us from the underwear bomber or what have you. I mean, can you believe that we're at a point in this country where the American people have to stand up to their federal government and say, don't touch my junk? It's absolutely crazy, and people are buzzing about this, certainly. We talked about it several times this week, and I know you've got a couple of the clips from the show.
Got a solution to the TSA air flight problem. Have two different flights, one with security, one without, and you want to have the security and the pat down and the whole 9 yards. You get on that plane. If you feel comfortable with, you know, your safety and you don't want the pat down, you get on that plane.
Hey, Keith, if I show up to security wearing a one-piece bathing suit or a spandex suit, do you think they would still pat me down? You know, would they do a visual inspection and say you could move on? You know what I mean?
And I think you ended that call, Keith, by telling her, hey, maybe we should just all fly naked.
Well, you know, that's the thing that's really the scariest part about this, Shannon, right now, is it's not just the scans, the full Monty scans or the full finger pat-downs that they're doing now. It's that there doesn't seem to be any critical thinking anywhere in between we were attacked and bad people are still trying to attack us, which is true, and do we have to get x-rayed to the short hairs? It's ridiculous, as though there's nothing in the middle, but honestly, that's what our federal government's been telling us for 9 years now. This is not just an Obama administration phenomenon. TSA came out of the Bush administration. They've been saying, the feds, for 9 years, we were attacked. We have to do whatever we have to do to try to protect Americans.
Okay, but the next time you head to the airport, what's your attitude going to be about the screening procedures? How do you feel?
Well, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't do this opt-out thing on Wednesday.
Yeah,
that's just going to make it tougher for me and other people. If I'm going through, I'm going to salute the TSA. I'm going to flip or salute the TSA, I think, in some free speech kind of way when I go through.
Okay, be sure to have the cell phone cam rolling on that when you do, and we'll bring it up here.
Yeah.
All right, now listen, we got to check in on one of our favorite guys out there. Alvin Greene did not successfully pull off a Senate run against Senator Jim DeMint, but we hear this week he's got other plans. Let's take a listen.
Is this the 2012 presidential candidate to whom I am speaking?
Yes. Speaking, yes. So all he needs is supporters to send him $50,000 and he can make it happen. His campaign, you know, y'all out there, y'all listening, y'all send $50,000, just contributions. Well, just send what you can, and at least we get the first $50,000 can make it happen.
The first $50,000 came in. And I heard him say this week he was born to be the president of the United States. And I want to know, have you contributed?
No, I have not contributed, but I'll tell you what, somebody's going to do this. Are you kidding? For $50,000, Alvin Greene will run for president. And by the way, as a Republican, he says he wants to run as a Republican because he's mad at the Democrats because they didn't stand behind him when he ran against Jim DeMint. So for 50 grand, Alvin Greene will run as a Republican for president. That's a drop in the bucket for some reality TV show producer or for some movie producer. I'm sure this is going to happen, Shannon.
You are absolutely right, Keith, and we'll be watching. Keith Larson, thank you very much.
Good to see you.
All right, President Obama's former chief of staff, Rahm Emanuel, just got some new competition in the race for Chicago mayor. Former U.S. Senator Carol Moseley Braun has entered the fray. Braun, who was last elected to office in 1992,